Don't be that person that walks out the auditorium or out the door or out of the training room and then has to change something or has to recreate the system. It's very important that you follow the system, that you learn the system, and that you duplicate by training others the system. This is the way to succeed. Nurture people, nurture your team into being the greatest volume and income and prosperity that you could ever imagine by just keeping it simple. Now, I want to close by saying this. Some of you, when you first started in network marketing, you probably went to everyone that you knew and tried to tell them everything about your product. You probably were so excited about your product and about your opportunity that even if you've seen someone in public, you've seen someone in the grocery line or at Walmart or wherever you were at, you just had to tell them everything. It's okay. It's okay. I want you to look back. I want you to look at that as a lesson. If you did that, remember, it's important to keep it simple. Don't give everyone all the information that you think that you know, even though you think the world needs to know. Because they can't comprehend beyond their desire to want to understand. You have to give it to them at the time that they are willing to receive. You can't just give it to them at the time that you're willing to give it, that you're wanting to give it, or that you're desiring to let that information go. It's important to understand when that person that you're speaking to is willing to receive that information, and also the way that they are to receive that information. Bob Proctor came out with a video, and that video was titled "The Missing Link to the Secret," and it was all about one subject. And that subject was astounding to me, how that it made such a difference in the way that people think if they understood that video. And that secret, that missing link to the secret, was something so simple, it's going to cause you to go to bed tonight thinking about how simple this is and how important this one small approach is for your success in network marketing. His point that he made was, it's not just that it's important to do certain things, it's important to do things a certain way. You see, a system, what it does is it teaches us not just to do things, but it teaches us to do things a certain way. What's more important? It's more important to do it the right way. Now, we have a system within our team where we hand out gifts like samples. And those gifts, we could tell people to put samples out as gifts and just leave it that way and not go any deeper than that. Well, if we do that, then everyone in the entire organization of our downlines, hundreds, maybe even thousands of people in your organization, if you gave them something that general in an explanation, everyone would be coming up with their own way of wrapping the gifts, their own way of packing the gifts. All the components of the gifts would be different whoever started each gift giving. As they put their products in it, everyone would get creative. Now think about that for just a moment. If you do that, and you have 100 people in your team, immediately procrastination is going to take place, and everyone in your team is going to take approximately 2 to 4 weeks to come up with the idea, on an average, about 2 to 4 weeks, to come up with an idea of how to wrap their gifts. What color is the wrapping going to be? How large of a gift is it going to be? What components am I going to put in the gifts? What am I going to put on the outside of the gift or on the inside of the gift for information? All these different things that have to be thought out individually if you don't give solid instructions on a specific manner, if you don't have a system, what's going to happen is everyone is going to slow down. They're going to slow down the productivity and the effectiveness of what you could accomplish in your team. You're going to have about 2 to 4 weeks of procrastination times, let's say, 100 people. If you have 100 people in your team and you have 2 weeks, let's say the minimum, 2 weeks of creativity time, a time for everyone to think about how they're going to do this. If you do this with that type of a nonchalant way of instructing your team, by not giving them an instruction sheet of telling them exactly how to do something, well, I'll tell you exactly what's going to happen. You're going to have 100 people wasting 2 weeks each. That's 200 weeks of downtime, unproductive time, time that's not going to be profitable, or prosperity is not going to go toward you or your team for a 200-week period. That is astounding when you think about those numbers. However, if you know that everyone has an easy way of handing a sheet of paper, or online you have it listed out, so that everyone knows exactly how to put these gifts together. There's a picture. There's a picture of the components. There's an understanding of exactly what goes into these sampling gifts that everyone is going to give to everyone. All of them should look the same. All of them should have the same interior information. All of them should have the same product inside of them for samples. All of them should have the same type bow or same type decoration. Every one of them should look the same. No one should have to even think about how they put these gifts together. This is what? This is nurturing your team simply by giving them instruction, by giving them a guide to go by, causing them not to have to even think. All they have to do is do. Follow the system, become wealthy, become prosperous. Make sure that you put your team first by being prepared and keeping it simple. This is Jeff Welch, Global Prosperity Marketing. Keeping it simple is the key.